Hello everyone, so today's topic is an IGCSE Economics 0455 price determination topic. Before we get into the topic, please subscribe to my channel. What do we mean by the term price? So price is the amount a person is willing to pay or is able to pay. Price determination is the amount a firm is receiving in exchange of a good or service provided by them to the person who's purchasing their product or service. And also remember that demand should be equal to the supply. If there's an increase in price, it will cause a decrease in demand and an increase in supply. And a decrease in price will cause an increase in demand and a decrease in supply. Because a decrease in price will cause consumers to want to consume the products more because the prices will be low. Also remember, if there are non-price determinants, it will cause a shift in curve. And our non-price determinants could be like the availability of income or the market size. And there are much more non-price determinants. And price determinants will cause a movement along the curve. Now, price determinants could be like the price of related products or services, and there are many more. This is how a shift along the curve looks. So there will be an increase in demand. So here there is an increase in demand, that's why the demand curve has shifted to the right. So this is how shift along the curve looks like. So this is what price determinant movement along the curve looks like. So here the price is initially at P1. It's initially at P1 and the price also is at Q1. And then the price increases to P2 and then the quantity decreases. So here there is a movement along the curve because here there is a change in the price and the quantity. So there is a change in the amount of demand demanded. So there is a change in the demand, but it's not through a shift in curve, it is through a movement along the curve. So in movement along the curve does not have to shift to the right or left. It just needs to be moving. Now what is equilibrium? So that is when the price and the quantity intersect at the intersection of the supply and demand. So here an equilibrium is this. So this is equilibrium 1. This is the place where the supply and demand intersect and the price and quantity match. If you look at this diagram, here the price is initially at 10 and the quantity demanded, I'm sorry I did not mention the axis. So that's price and that's quantity. And here if you see, the price is initially at 10 and the quantity demanded at price 10 is 100. Now when there's an increase in price which goes to 15 AED, then the quantity decreases, becomes 90. So when you extend that line to supply, you get the supply amount also. Let's take this as 120. So here if you see, there's an excess supply because it's on the supply curve and the demand is very less, which is at 90. So here when you subtract 120 and 90, you get 30. And that means 30 is the excess supply and that means there's a shortage of demand. Here if you see, the price is initially at 10 and the quantity demanded is 100. And then there is a decrease in price, so it goes to 5 and then there is more demand. So that the demand reaches to, the quantity reaches to 120. So when we draw a line, it goes to 120. Now if we go through this line and then stop at the supply curve, so supply curve will be here. So the supply will so at supply the quantity will be 90. So here 90 is at the line at the curve of supply. So when we subtract 120 and 90, we get 30. This means 30 is the excess demand and the shortage of supply, because there's a shortage of supply because here supply is at 90 and then demand is at 120, because if you see 120 is reaching at the demand curve. I hope you understood this topic well. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video, share and comment. Thank you very much for watching Crazy IGCSE.